Hello, in this tutorial, I'm going to show you the basics of using a volumetric pipette. A volumetric pipette is a type of glassware that is capable of dispensing an accurate amount of solution. There are many different sizes of volumetric pipettes. You will use pipettes ranging from 1 milliliter to 25 milliliters. Before working with a volumetric pipette, it is essential to make sure that goggles are on, that the pipette has been inspected for any cracks, and if necessary, gloves are used. A pipette has an opening at the top which is used to fill the glassware using a pipette bulb. At the bottom of the pipette, the glass tapers to a tip with a very narrow opening. During your initial inspection of a pipette, it is necessary to look for any breakages or impediments that will compromise the flow of liquid from the pipette. Each pipette has important information recorded on the stem, such as the volume that is accurately dispensed by the pipette and the uncertainty of the volume dispensed. The letters TD stand for to deliver. Pipettes are designed to deliver the volume indicated within the uncertainty range. Volumetric pipettes are available in Class A or Class B. Class A glassware is more accurate versus Class B glassware. This pipette is a Class A piece of glassware, as indicated by the letter A on the stem. After obtaining a pipette and a pipette bulb, it is necessary to rinse the pipette before using it to create solutions. All cleaning and rinsing of pipettes can take place at your lab bench. If the pipette appears dirty, place the tip in a beaker of tap water. Firmly squeeze the pipette bulb and then gently place the bulb on top of the pipette stem. Slowly release your grip on the bulb to begin drawing up liquid into the pipette. After drawing up a small amount of water, remove the bulb and cover the top of the pipette with your finger to keep the liquid in the pipette. Hold the pipette horizontally and gently turn. Make sure that the liquid enters the bulbous area, but does not travel into the upper stem. After about 5 seconds of turning, hover the tip over a rinse waste beaker. Remove your finger to allow the rinse water to leave the pipette. After cleaning, rinse the pipette 2 or 3 times with small quantities of DI water, following the same procedure. DI water can be obtained from the white-handled faucets at each sink. After the pipette has been rinsed with DI water, it is important to rinse the pipette 2 or 3 times with small quantities of the solution that you will be pipetting. First, you will need to prepare a small beaker from which to pipette your solution. It is considered good lab practice to pipette from a small beaker containing a portion of your solution, instead of pipetting directly out of your solution source. Rinse the beaker with DI water a couple of times, and then rinse the beaker with small amounts of your solution. Rinse the pipette 2 or 3 times with small quantities of the solution from the small beaker, following a similar procedure used when rinsing with DI water. Empty this rinse into a waste beaker that is designated for the waste hood. At this point, the pipette is prepared to be used to pipette the desired volume of solution. Place the tip of the pipette in the beaker, place the compressed pipette bulb on the stem opening, and gently release your grip on the bulb. If the bulb needs to be recompressed, take it off the pipette, compress it, and then place it back on the stem opening to continue to slowly draw up liquid. Fill the pipette about an inch above the calibration mark. It is very important to fill the pipette slowly, especially when approaching the calibration mark. If liquid enters the pipette bulb, you will need to discard the liquid in the pipette into the waste beaker, as you don't know what contaminants were in the pipette bulb. You will then need to give the wet pipette bulb to a TA to clean, and either obtain a new one from the supply hood, or if there aren't any dry bulbs remaining, you will need to borrow somebody's at your lab bench. Remove the pipette bulb and quickly cover the stem with your finger. Slowly allow air to enter the pipette until the bottom of the meniscus is level with the calibration mark. The image above illustrates the proper position of the eyes when determining whether the bottom of the meniscus is at the calibration mark. Make sure that you are not viewing the meniscus at an angle. Slowly move the pipette over the receiving glassware and remove your finger. Allow the solution to flow into the glassware, holding the pipette vertical the entire time. Touch the tip of the pipette to the liquid surface or to the side of the glassware to complete the transfer. Wipe the outside of the pipette dry before pipetting a new sample. A small amount of solution will remain in the pipette. Do not force this liquid from the pipette by shaking or using the pipette bulb. Remember that pipettes are calibrated to deliver, as indicated by the letters TD on the stem. When recording the volume of solution delivered by pipette, always record to the hundredths place and include the uncertainty for the pipette. For example, if using a 25 milliliter pipette, you would record 25.00 milliliters plus or minus 0.03 milliliters. If you were using a 3 milliliter pipette, you would record 3.00 milliliters plus or minus 0.02 milliliters. If the pipette is not to be used again, clean it at your lab bench. The first rinse should be disposed of in a beaker designated for the waste hood. All subsequent rinses may be collected in a beaker to be disposed of at the sink. The final rinse should be performed using DI water. Thank you for viewing this tutorial. Prior to your first lab using volumetric pipettes, record at least 3 reminders on how to clean and use a volumetric pipette in your instrument and equipment section in your notebook. I'll see you all in lab.